Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all. I hope everyone is doing great. So I hope we are doing good. So I was just taking some few more minutes to have most of us joining in. I think we are good to go. I think a few of us are not here. So it's 2 minutes past, I think. Okay, all right. So we should start in the next few seconds. All right, so how is everyone doing? You can just use the chat to just share how you're doing. It would be nice to read from you. I just want to apologize before we start our session. I'm having a bit of flu and yeah, my voice might not be very strong. So, and some sneezing here and there. So I hope we can still have a session. Good thing this is virtual, so there won't be so bad about the worry to transmit it to all of you. So, all right, as I was talking, I think some few more people were joining in, so I think we are good to go now. So good to see you all, and I would like to apologize on, oh, thank you everyone. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Karen. All right, good to know you're doing great as well. So yeah, I was saying that I wanted to apologize on behalf of the team. Nani team were not able to meet. I think from Monday we had general election on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? But from Tuesday we had issues with the internet. So that was a challenge. We were not able to access the social. First was the entire internet that was blocked, so we're not even able to access like just Google and stuff like that. So we're not able even to reach you on Google Classroom. And then we started experiencing challenges as well on the social networks like WhatsApp, Instagram, and Twitter, and all those. So yeah, and at some point we thought we could have a Zoom session, but even that one, it was completely blocked. So we had a session with we have a cohort that we were having a final session on Tuesday, which was very successful. But so we thought we could have the same with you guys on Wednesday, but it was not possible. So anyways, thank you for understanding. And so we hope that we'll compensate for the missed classes. We missed 2, so we're looking at how we can have today and tomorrow to cover the 2 remaining sessions for the module. And then we're supposed to start module 2 on Monday. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do that. So we're looking forward to start on Wednesday. So we will make sure that we communicate for those who are going on with the module 2. So those are the changes that will have to happen. And so this week will be a bit packed. So bear with us. And I hope, you had a bit more relaxation on the previous week. So yeah, we'll be a bit rushing for this week. So otherwise, I'm happy to see you all, and that I hope nobody has issues with the network. And so please allow me to get straight to the session. And yeah, thank you for everyone who is dropping a message and saying that they're doing great and wishing me well. Thank you. All right, so okay. Let me get to the presentation. Just a minute. Okay. Right. Okay, I hope everyone can can see. All right. So I'm looking forward to hear you all talking and sharing. So just you know, put your mics off, but just be on standby mode. And yeah, we're going to be sharing a lot tonight on this interesting session. So we're going to be learning about personal values. All right. So please, I want us to start with a short exercise. So in front of you are the currency notes. And I want one of you, anyone who can volunteer to pick one note. You know, if you're to pick one for you, or, you know, if you're to pick one, which one would you pick? And please tell us why. All right. Who should I start? So, Diana, you're on top of my list here.
Hello.
Hi, Diana.
Hi.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, so I would pick the Kenyan 1000 note because it has more value than the Tanzanian one.
Okay. Okay, thanks,
Yeah.
Diana. All right. Is there anyone with a different answer, maybe? Anyone who would like to try? Commander? Commander, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Felix.
Yes. Which one would you pick?
I will take for 1,000 of Kenya.
Why?
Because of more value
Okay.
than 10,000 of Tanzania.
Okay. So it's 1,000, yeah? 1,000 of Kenya because it has more value. Okay. So if you have any different response, just feel free to use the chat as well, because I might not call out everyone. I just wanted to hear Commander's voice, but yeah, he didn't volunteer to speak. Okay. So now let's look at the next one. So we have 3 different currency notes. I would like to hear from you. Let me hear from Marion. I wonder if you're around, Marion. Is Marion in? No. Okay, I thought I saw her. All right. Where is Ruth?
I'm here.
Yes.
I'd pick $100. Value. It's high in value compared to 1,000 and 10,000 shillings, Tanzanian.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think, okay, anyone with a different response? Thank you, Ruth. Anyone with a different response? No? Okay. All right. So I think I was just trying to relate the concept of value with the currency, and I think you guys were pretty smart and obvious. Of course, when you're given some currencies, you would pick the one with the highest value. And so, you know, if you asked about the value of currency, obviously you would look at the value and you would pick the most valuable one. So when we talk about this, it's easy for you or for one to relate, looking at the worth of a note, on looking at the monetary value. So I want us to think a bit, you know, what are the other examples of things that has or have value? Anyone just mention, let's just use the chat as well. I would like to since we might not have the time to have everyone maybe speak, but let's use the chat. I want to see your responses. So what are other examples apart from, you know, money? We know money has value. It's very easy for us to point it out, but what are the other things that, okay, all right. Land, very good. Precious, all right, that's very good. Games, yes. Like minerals. People have value, excellent. Gold, oh, I did not see that. All right, all right. Okay, okay, okay. So I'm now seeing that we are touching on a variety of things that have value. So what about the things that cannot be seen or touched but have value maybe? Are there things like that? Because I'm seeing gold, land, you know, precious minerals, people. These are things that, you know, you can see, you can touch. Money, you know, they're all tangible. So how about, are there other things? Okay, Valentina is all right. All right, you guys are wonderful, awesome. Kindness, goodwill, air, very good. Self-respect, amazing, amazing. All right. Okay, so keep the list going. I think I think you guys are already done with the session for me. All right. Okay, so I think you're all correct. So okay, intelligence, great, humility. So all right. So Grace, why do you think kindness is of value? Why do you consider it to be of value? Grace, if you can just speak up.
Yes,
Yes.
Kindness is intangible as it's based in all
Sorry.
of the inner. Yes.
Yeah, can you move closer to the mic or something? Your voice is a bit. Yes.
Okay, I'm saying that kindness is, let's say it's a service
Yes.
that someone offers to another.
Okay.
It's not tangible, so you just see it from the action someone does. That's why it's intangible.
All right. Thank you. All right. So we have a lot of nice responses. So you guys know, you know what is of value, whether it's tangible or not tangible. Now, this is just, let's look at a few definitions of, you know, what we can consider as value. So there's just several definitions here that, you know, we could look at. So there's one is the actual worth of an object or item in monetary terms. So that's very clear, like, you know, basically saying an actual worth of something would be, you know, if you walk into the shop or you find something, when you find, let's say, a price, that means worth of something is, it could be maybe what the materials that you used to produce that thing, maybe the labor or something. So it's easy to maybe to assume or to tell about the actual worth of something. It's like a standard way or a standard value of something, right? But also value can be something personal. So when we say a more personal measure of worth, that means it's more of subjective to a person. So what is valuable to somebody might not be as valuable to somebody else. So again, that's, you know, let's say you have a piece of jewel, maybe it's made of, let's say copper, or I don't know, silver, or maybe just, you know, some iron piece of jewel that is passed on to you from your great, I don't know, grandmother or something. So maybe because it's been passed on from your great grandmother to you, so it's like the most precious thing to you. If you lose it, maybe you would get even, you know, you would go crazy or something. But if you take it to let's say to the jewel store, and maybe they look at it, it could be just a piece of metal that is not even that expensive. But because it means so much to your family, that could be so much worth. I think I'm making sense. So what is valuable can be the actual worth of something, or it could be something that is personal to you. Okay. So different things are worth more or less to different people. It all depends. But also, again, you know, the things, ideas, beliefs, and principles that are worth to you, they shape your values. So this is how, you know, how impactful values are, because they shape, you know, they shape your values. They shape your, how would I say, your makeup, you know. So the combination of all these things, because you have given them value, they're worth to you, they're worth something to you, and so they become a part of you. Okay, so why are we learning about these things? Why is it important? You know, this you know, having values. So we're learning about this just as how we started with self-awareness. You know, we learned about things that identify us, you know, where we're from. So this is part of, again, we went to a session on our strengths and our weaknesses, and now we're learning about values. So all this is, you know, it's still part of the picture that helps you to have a strong stand, you know, like a strong sense of awareness about yourself. And so, you know, part of you, you might not know it, but maybe your behavior system, the decisions that you make are highly connected to this thing that is called values. And so it's very important for you to be so conscious about, you know, the things that define you, the things that influence your decisions. You might think like, you know, I decide, or I do this, or I choose these things because I just choose them. No, there is a foundation. There is, you know, a place where you come from, and there today is where we're going to that place, and be more conscious and be more aware of how that, you know, that sense of having values, they affect our behavior and decisions. All right. So again, looking at why values are important. So is there anyone who knows this person, Mr. George Walton Lucas Jr.? Anyone? Please, if you can just quickly say, you can just unmute your mic and just tell us who this guy is. Okay, this is his picture. Or you can just drop in the chat. Maybe you know him or you've heard of him. Okay. All right. Oh, okay, I'm seeing a chat somewhere. Okay, okay. Oh, no, okay, no. All right. So this guy here is a great icon in the film industry. He's not an actor in himself, but he is a writer and film director. So maybe you might know any of these movies, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. I don't know. If you know any of these, I think you can just use the chat and just, you know, type the one you know or you have seen. But I think, you know, these are those famous movies that make huge money from Hollywood. And so this guy is behind their creation. But it's not just those movies, it's a lot of other movies. He owns a company that makes the special effects that are used by the movies, such as Iron Man, if you've watched the Pirates of the Caribbean. So this guy is extremely rich. His net worth as of May 2020 is 5.6 billion US dollars. That is in dollars, okay? It's not in Kenyan shillings, it's not in Tanzanian shillings, it's in dollars, all right? So this is this guy, all right? Now, this guy was, many years ago, he was interviewed, and of his many statements that he gave, this is one of his, that said, I used to think there was nothing more important in the world than making movies, but there is. Raising children is more important. And so he kept on sharing, all right, that at some point in his career, when he was famous, he lived in movies, he made movies, it was his life. But at some point in his life, he took a 16-year break. 16 years. He stopped working to go and raise children as a single father. So this decision shows that he values his family. It's hard to make such a decision. Okay, all right, somebody said, okay, yeah, in Star Wars movies. Okay, somebody knows him. All right, so why am I presenting this guy to you? I'm not saying that you should get to a point where you should quit your job or stop your career or stop something because you have to maybe look after your family. We don't all have to do that, but all I'm trying to say is everyone makes choices about their lifestyle, their values, and the priorities in their lives. Okay, so it's those decisions that tell, or they can show, what you value. Okay, so this is how we establish what is most important to us. It's when you make your choices, it's when you make your decisions. So you don't just say, I value family, or I value, I don't know, education, or I value kindness. It's how you make choices based on those things. And I think we're gonna see more of this. Okay, so let's maybe have a bit of a discussion. And I would like to have your mutes, your mics again out of mute. And maybe we have just a few, questions around this. Where do you think we get our values from? Okay, so it's a long way. You don't just, I don't know how old are you now, but oh great. Some people are already, oh, this is good. So please keep the chat up and running. I love this. Valentina already shared that we get our values from culture, parents. Excellent. I think I'm done with the session tonight. So I want to hear from you. So on these questions, all right, I want to hear each one of you. All right, good. School, excellent. Commander Karen says nurture, the way you brought up, very good. All right, so I want to hear from you. What is one example of a value your family feels is very important? So share with us. So you can just say maybe family value, and then you can use the chat, or you can speak up, and your religious value, maybe the value from your culture, maybe it's a national value that, here we are two nations here, so it's Kenya and Tanzania. Let's learn from each other. What's a value that is more valuable to, let's say, Tanzanians, but maybe Kenyans or people from, I don't know, Nigeria would not really find it to be of importance? Let's share about these things and put our mics on and share, and others on the chat. I'll be just, hearing. And also, if you think of a value that someone else has that you do not share, also tell us. All right. Anyone who is ready to speak while I'm also looking at the comments? Please, let's talk. Don't be shy. Okay, Vivian, are you there, Vivian?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so quickly talk, and then somebody else can come in, and then I am also reading the chat as well.
So one of the examples values my family feels is very important is the value of being accountability in each and everything you do.
Okay.
And religious value is about having religious value I may have been taught is the importance of faith, being strong in faith through prayer, and values that come from my cultural beliefs. It's all about family, importance of being strongly knit with the ties, and national values that are less important I think national values, when you talk of Kenya, I think freedom of speech is quite the thing. And a value someone else has that you do not share. Can you think of a value someone else has that you do not share? What is it?
Yes.
I think a value of empathy.
Okay.
Not many people have empathy or put their shoes into other people's what they go through. Yeah, I think that's what I think.
All right.
Yeah.
So do you feel like a lot, like people have, but you don't have empathy?
I do have empathy, but I think others don't have, majority.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me hear from, okay, so some of you were already, okay, I think when you started speaking, people stopped sharing at some point when Vivian started speaking. So Karen, I would like to call you out, and also maybe you can also share with us. Everyone is going to talk tonight, so just be open and relax. So Karen, can you also take us through quickly? Oh, thank
Hi.
you. Yes.
Okay. I would say for my religious one, I wrote it on the chat. It's purity.
Okay.
That will kind of apply to family as well, but family, I would say it's just like bond, like connection. If you understand, like the way we interact, and that's one of the values that as a family we have to be kind of connected.
Okay.
So yeah.
Right. And maybe how do you do that? Like but like, do you hang out a lot together, or do you? I would like to, or you? Okay, I don't know. Do you have like a certain tradition, or it's just in?
I mean, yeah, we have this thing that every New Year's we meet because it's my sister's birthday, so we spend it like as a family reunion, like with grandparents and etc. etc. Like yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Next, Karen. You want to pick another point?
Oh, cultural beliefs. I think in Tanzania, we value a lot. I would say peace, as in for now, because we just came from elections, and even the leaders who like were running for presidency, and even the people who were doing for members of parliament, they kept on, insisting on that factor. Another one, national. Wait, I think that's for number 4. Number 3, I'm not really sure. I don't know. Yeah, I'll think about it. And can you think? Okay, a value that I have. I would say, I mean, I think I have most values people also have, like, but I would say also purity, like, keeping yourself pure and etc. I think that's one value that I have, and most people don't really. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, I was prompting a bit more question, but we're out of time. I think we'll see later again why. So let me read out quickly from others. So we heard from Vivian, we heard from Karen. Valentina said her family value is trust and communication. Great. And then Okay. All right. Ruth said Kenyan values patriotism, national unity, sharing, democracy. Great, great. Okay, wonderful. So let me let's I think you just keep note of these things, and maybe sometime if there's something, as Karen was being very honest with us, that, you know, I'm not sure, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I think these are the things we might have to. I think we learned about part of previous session on heritage. I think some of you, or, you know, we're not very familiar, especially with culture or history, as far as, you know, where you come from, and so that could be a part of who you are, you know. So maybe it would be interesting to learn. It could be not you, maybe it shapes your parents or family, and maybe they're kind of instilled to you, but you're not really sure. Okay, so it would be interesting to maybe ask and get to find out. So how do values arise? Again, so from, you know, it's from family, culture, could be from your school, like you all said it, right? So okay, thank you. Yeah, keep sharing, keep sharing. So, you know, these values can arise out of, you know, the things you are for or what you're against. So sometimes it's one side or the opposite, you know. So you know, that could be maybe you're someone who is against maybe saying lies, so you'll be a very loyal person. You value, you know, truth, you value honesty, because you cannot stand against what is not true. And then it could be just things that you choose freely, so no one has really put it on you or impose it on you, but you just decide to choose your values. All right. So, of course, your family could have influenced you, or maybe other people, maybe the environment you lived in. But sometimes, no, you can just say, like, you know, I want to be punctual. I want to keep time. I want to be true to my words. It's a habit that maybe you have been training yourself for so long that it becomes your part of who you are. It tells about who you are. Maybe just decide to be kind. Maybe you're not raised to be kind. You know, there are families who they're raised to be a bit selfish, or to be, you know, to be mindful or wary of other people, so they don't share a lot. But then you just decide, like, you know what, I'm raised this way, but I'm going to be this way. And I don't know, maybe you watched a movie that changed you, maybe you met somebody who changed your thinking, and so you just make your decision and say, I'm not going to be defined by this, I'm going to be this way. But also it could be the things you believe in strongly, that and you're willing to stand up for. So it could be your faith, you know, it could be your belief in something, and that keeps you going, that tells, you know, that shapes your decisions and behavior. So it could be things that guide your behavior and your life. So any of this just shows where it could, you know, where you could have the basis for having whatever values that you have in your life. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you everyone for sharing, and I'll come to read them in a minute. So let's just because there's so many areas, I think families, you know, most of us have been raised somewhere in a home, you know, somewhere. So it could be your parents or guardians, or it doesn't matter, but, you know, there are people that you've grown up with, you know, they tend to be your family. So it's like, you know, this is a place where it has a dominant contribution, significant contribution in your part of having values. All right. So before you go to school, you start from home, you're raised from home. So you carry some of your values to school, and then you get other values and things like that. So family is one of the most important and powerful sources of messages about values. So people learn their family's values, and if they have children, most likely they will pass them over to their children. So I want us to have a little bit of a discussion here. Just think about these things, and just, I want you to be very honest, okay? You can use the chat as well, or talk again. So think about these things, okay? How does your family feel about them? They're just statements, okay? how do they feel about, maybe based on how they communicate them to you, or maybe sometimes they don't even communicate, but you get the message that, this is how they feel about it. If I do this, this is how they're gonna feel. All right. And then I want you to consider these questions while you're going through the statements, okay? Just think about it. Maybe like, were you aware of your family's values on all of this? And are they all communicated? Does your parents or your guardians get you down, like get you sit down and talk to you about these things? Or there's a way that they're very clear and no need to discuss about them, but you should maybe stay away, or maybe they don't mind? Okay, so I want to hear from you. Are there any non-verbal ways that your family members communicate these, any of the values to you, or they're very straightforward? Do you guys have a talk, where you talk about these things? So, all right, I would like to hear from you guys. Or just say anyhow. So there's no good or bad. If it's just pick any and just share. Karen, you want to say each something? Okay, you're still contemplating. Okay. So who would like? Grace? I have not heard from Grace today, I think. I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear from your the African family perspective. We know our African families. I don't know about the modern families, but maybe they change. But there are things maybe I would like to hear from you. So Grace, please just share. Feel free to speak. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Share with us in however way.
Okay, on the first part, in the good grades, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay, I'm talking about the first part, getting good grades in school.
Yes.
My parents will feel good and they congratulate me on the good grades and continue encouraging me to do my best. And being male or female, they love me the way I am. And going out with boys in a cultural perspective, they'll freak out. Or let's say they'll just misinterpret the perspective of socializing much, maybe in odd hours, but during the day there is no problem. And also using alcohol and drugs, that's not an option in our family, so they won't allow it. And making money, okay, if it is in a legit way, it's acceptable because they encourage hard work. And making money selling drugs, that's a no, they won't accept it. And also being respected by others, yes, that's a value that is required. It gives someone the self-esteem to do everything in other people's surroundings, so that's acceptable in our family. And also graduating from secondary or high school, okay, my parents value education, so they always work hard to provide everything so that I may graduate in every level of education that I am in. And also having expensive shoes, okay, that depends on who buys it. If I'm the person who bought it, they'll ask questions where I got the money and everything, but if they buy it, it's okay. And also having sex as a teenager, that's not acceptable, and they'll really freak out if they find out. And getting a job to help the family, yes, that is acceptable, since my parents love hard work, and they really love to see that you are able to support yourself and your siblings, and they'll feel very well about having a job to help the family. And also going to college or training after school. As I have said, my parents value education, so they'll really feel good about it. And get early pregnancy or impregnate someone at teenage age. Mm, Obviously, African parents do not like that, so my family won't feel very good about it. And staying out of trouble with the law, they'll feel good, since they love straightforward people, so being in trouble won't make them happy. And also helping others in your neighborhood, yes, that's acceptable, since it shows how I am caring about the surrounding and other people. So that's a good value, and it will be acceptable, and my family will be happy about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So, yeah, it would be nice to also hear from others. Maybe we can just let me just get to the questions. Were you aware of your family values on all of these topics? Like, okay, probably, maybe most. Okay, is there anyone who can? Is there any of these values that is not directly communicated? I will give you an example. Like, you know, for me, my parents would, you know, they have never spoken to me about getting pregnant when I was growing up, talking about pregnant or having sex as a teenager. We never had such a talk. I don't remember like having them at all with my mother or my father, like never. But it's like they were printed on all the doors, because, you know, it's something that it wasn't, you know, it wasn't, how do I put it? You know, there are those things like, it's like worse than death itself, something like that. So scary, but yet nobody has ever told you about it, you know. So maybe I would like to hear from you guys. Are there any of these values maybe they are not? Oh, okay. So Karen says, for me, those two are indirectly communicated. They're okay. They're always shy to talk about directly. Yes. Oh, like maybe your parent would come and tell you an incident of someone who is been a victim. And then they tell you in a way that, you know, they are so sad or so shocked. And, you know, it's like they're just sending you that message that, you know, this is how you're going to be broken in case it happens. So, yeah, I think, okay. So, oh, okay, Valentina says my parents are quite open about it. Yeah, so that will be really great, I think, when you know, you get to have, sometimes, you know, you have questions, but parents don't really don't have that freedom to discuss about these things. So, okay, thanks everyone for sharing. Okay, and then yeah, like doing drugs, alcohol. Yeah, I think those things are not really okay. So are there values? Okay, I think maybe since you're, yeah, so Commander also says they show examples from other people when they go wrong. Yeah, I think that's what mostly, but I think this maybe has to change over time, because this has been the way, you know, it's been hard. I think parenting as a whole is a tough cause, and, you know, sometimes parents are fearful that the more maybe they talk about it, they expose you to it, but nowadays information is so much available that, you know, it's just best. And young people have a lot of questions, and sometimes they know a lot of things too early. So perhaps, you know, it's just now the issue should be, how do you talk to your children about it? The how, but not, you shouldn't talk about them. So I think you are the witnesses that, you know, we get to know about these things. Children nowadays, they're so little children, they know a lot about stuff like sex. They know about all other things, you know, drugs and things like that. Okay, so okay. And sometimes I think we have had the benefits of having uncles, aunties in the family who would really help to instill these values, and even parents themselves, they would use you know, their relatives, those who maybe bond so much with you, or maybe they're so exposed to you, so maybe they might use such audiences to kind of expose you. Or maybe your parents can take you to a program where you go and learn, or maybe you get advised or something like that. So all those things are just, you know, the difficult conversations that parents try to find to say. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I would also like to hear, what are some of the nonverbal ways your family member communicate their values to you? If you have any, I think you can share. It's just as how I mentioned, you know, those different ways. Okay. Yeah, so Vivian here shares, staying out of trouble with the law, going out with boys, sex education were rare topics, using drugs. I think I just blended in with the rest of the siblings. Yeah. So I think, yeah, some of us can relate to this. Okay. So sometimes it's hard to know exactly what your values are, right? Families and others that teaches values do not necessarily say these are values. That's the thing, okay? So it's until those moments where, you know, you have to, maybe you're first with such a circumstance. So maybe you have been raised, you know, this is bad. Let's say you're told that, you've never been told that, you know, maybe having sex is forbidden, or maybe, you know, doing drugs is a no zone. Then you, because you've been raised up maybe in a very strict home, you go to school, you come back home every day, and then you go to college, you're so free, and you have all this access to whatever that you do, and your parents are not within your, you know, your proximity. So you get friends, and maybe, you know, all of a sudden maybe you're having a party or something where you're just in a point where, you know, the drugs come to your attention, or maybe, you know, I don't know, sex, or you know, somebody pulls you to trouble with the law, and it can be fun, it can be interesting. So that's where now, you know, this is where the question now comes, you know, has it been your value? So you just find yourself, when people pull you to a group, you're like, you know, I can't do this. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've never done the thing, it's your first time you come across it, but you say no, and you're like, it's only later that you come to realize that, you know, I wasn't raised like this, or I was never told like this is a no thing to do, but I just found myself like refraining. Like I said, I don't want to go, I don't want to do it, but, you know, okay. So it might not be told like this is the value of the family, but you just know it's in your gut, or in you. Okay. So one way to know is to answer questions. So so today what we're gonna do is basically, you know, we're gonna draw the lines. We're not going to have like a gray lines, or, you know, in between, maybe those are just values, let them stay right there until when we're tested and tried. No, we wanna go deeper today and just find them, point them out, and be very deliberate. You know, I think these are what I want to define my life, or something like that, okay? So let's get through, you know, a short exercise, okay? I want you to get ready with your chart, like the chart right there, okay? Oh, Marion, we missed you. Okay, I hope you're back now. Sorry about that, about the internet. I think we lost you. So what do you value? So I want you to, this is the instruction, do not overthink. Just answer it quickly in actually 30 seconds. 50 seconds is a lot. Okay, I ask a question, just drop the answer in the chat and just move to the next one. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have a free day with no school, no work, and no responsibilities. What would you most likely to do with that day? Don't overthink it. You know yourself. You've had one of these days. Quickly, 30 seconds. All right, I'm moving on to the next. What would you buy if you suddenly had to spend 200? Okay, now this could be Tanzanian shillings. Okay, this could be, okay, let's say what would you buy if you had to spend $100? $100 is like, it's like 200 and maybe 30,000 or 200 Kenyan shillings. Yeah, I think so. In the next, is it about, yeah, I think it's, yes, I think it's about 10,000 Kenyan shillings. Is it 10,000? Oh, you guys know the currency, right? Your own currency, the Kenyans and Tanzanians. So if you had $100 bill, you have to spend in 24 hours. What would you, 30 seconds, quickly. Okay. Oh, interesting. Netflix. Okay, now I'm reading responses instead of going with the exercise. Without mentioning names, what are the 3 things you respect most about adults you know? 3 things, quickly, 30 seconds. Okay. 3 things, quickly, 30 seconds. There are people who are not chatting, who are not posting their responses. Commander, where are you? I'm not seeing. Oh, okay, Commander, I saw your response, Diana. All right. Okay, looks like you're all engaging. This took too long because you have 3. Now time is up. If you have not answered the previous, please quickly keep them coming. Oh, all right. If the place where you live was on fire and you could only save 3 things, what object could you save? Assume that all people and pets are already safe, okay? If the place where you live was on fire and you could only save 3 things, quickly. This is getting interesting. I should put myself on mute. Please, okay, there is no answer like nothing, please. Whoever said nothing, I don't know who this, Valentina, please. Now you're spoiling the fun, Valentina. Okay, if you could change one thing in your community, what would it be? If you could change one thing in your community, what would it be? Okay, well, 30 seconds, remember. I've already posted the next one, so you better be quick. Do not overthink. You should be moving to the next one. If you were isolated in an island with one other person, who would you choose? Quickly. Commander, you are still on environment on the previous question, or you want to move the environment with you to the island? Okay. I'm just kidding, Commander. So please post in. All right. So this is a bit similar to the community, but now think about the world. Okay, if you could change one thing about the world, what would you choose? So think about the big picture, the whole world. Okay, what would you like to change about it? Okay. Okay. All right. Keep them coming. All right, interesting responses, all of you. Okay, so all right, well done everyone. Amazing job. So maybe I think since we all have access to the chat, you can all scroll quickly and see your responses. So I would like to see if there are any similarities or differences, in the answers to your questions, if you can notice any. Just quickly, and share what you think. Are there any patterns? Are there any differences, similarities? Let's learn from each other. Okay, because this somehow they kind of reflect the things that we value, or most of you value, based on your own responses to these questions. Okay. All right. So keep them coming. Okay. All right. I'm still going through a little bit through them. This was interesting, and it's always fun when we do it face to face. Like there's a lot of laughter that happens when sharing. So I'm trying to go through all these responses as much as I can. Okay. All right. Okay, so all right. So Diane, okay, Grace, the word phone. Where did we start? Okay, Karen said the word phone. Interesting. There is a similarity in phones. I guess most of us value our phones and documents. Mom, okay, moms here got okay. Actually, I've seen mom, I've seen sister. Interesting. You guys don't have friends? Like, this is a very odd, interesting. All of you, yeah, you really do have love for moms, and interesting. Like, we've had interesting responses. Like best friends. People would have maybe their antisocial. Indeed, I see. All right. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, I think the exercise for this was okay, so this was just intended to understand, like to have you have a sense of awareness when it comes to your decisions, or the things you do daily, or the things you value, the things that are most important to you. So I must say, just quickly, just from how the similarities came about, is like most of you are young, And as much as you desire, you know, those things that instill values, strong things, and all those and all that, you know, if I, how do I put it? You know, it's what I see the pattern is, you know, you value family. I see you value the good traits, you know, in people. So perhaps you would like to reflect on them, but also there's a bit of tendency on the material things. Okay. So, which, you know, like looking at your, maybe your needs, or it's just most likely like clothes, phones, and yeah. So, you know, so this is like, it brings you to your awareness, you know. So it's those decisions, those questions asked you on decisions, on things that you would do in that situation. So most likely they reflect the things that you value, whether you say it or maybe you don't know, but your decisions kind of determine that. Okay. So we had the top 10 lists. Yeah. I hope we have our pre-session materials, pre-session, you know, the task that we're to do. So I want us to quickly go through them, okay? One after the other. Let me look at the time. Yes. So let's use the chat again, I think, because we might not be able to get through all of them, or maybe we can have like a representative for each. All right. So this was the task. You had to say the top 10 people in your life, the things you like to do, where you want to go. Okay. All right. So let's start with, okay, I think someone's phone is, okay. All right. So who would like to share about, you know, the part where you were to list your top 10 people? You don't have to tell us necessarily. Actually, I can just cut it to maybe top 5, but just tell us your general overview, you know, of the 10 people that you shared. What were they like? Are they mostly friends or family? Are they people that you've known for a long time? Are they people you know well or admire from a distance? What was it like for you? If you can just, or maybe was it hard to get the 10 people? So maybe you can, yeah, let's use the chat, and then whoever also wants to speak. Okay, so, okay. So most of you is family. I see, okay. Okay, mostly was family and 3 best friends. All right, all right. Did anyone struggle to find, okay, there are people who have lots of family people, they have lots of friends, and there are people who don't have so many people in their circles, to be honest. Oh, interesting. Somebody said friends, family, and my dog. Like Doctor Marion? This is nice. Wow, I don't think I have a doctor in my sake of 10 people. Like okay. Marion? Oh, interesting. Okay, that's a doctor. I ended at 4 people. Karen, can you please? Okay, so who did make it to 10? Really? Okay, so all right. Okay, who had 8, 10? Just list your number, just so we get to know how many people have great circles and those that have maybe none. Don't tell me you had 3 people. Even 4 is too small. All right. So let's hear from most of you, and I think it's interesting. Whenever you're ready, I haven't read from Ruth and Vivian. Okay, maybe they'll come through. And Diana, yes, Diana is I had 5. Okay, so I see a lot of you struggled. All right, okay. So let's see, how about the top 10 list of things you would like to do? So just Please list as many as you are able to list, so that we can also learn from you. Are they things you do with others or alone? Again, we don't, I'm sure, yeah, these people, the antisocial groups. Oh, Grace, you only managed 6. Okay, so no one got 10, even 8 people filled on the list. Commander, how many people did you list? Okay, so let's share about the top 10 things you like to do. Are they things you do with others or alone? Do you mostly use your body, your mind, or both to do them? So sleeping, those who sleeping. Okay, I pray for you. Can you do them near your home or must you travel? All right. Oh, Vivian, you got 10. Okay. You do them alone. So can we share the things, maybe just quickly, just list a few that you like to do. Oh, thanks, Grace. Excellent. Reading novels, listening. Okay, this is great. I think if we can just try to list as many, and then Karen, since you said sleeping, I didn't see you coming back again. Oh, okay, you're listing them one after the other. Eating, singing. I love eating. Huh? All right. Oh, Valentina, is this model like modeling? All right. Designing, exercising, interesting. Learning new things. This is great. Staying indoors. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So let's take this as an opportunity to also learn from each other. That's why I'm also probing that you try as much as you can to share, because you never know, maybe you have similar interests with somebody else in the group, so it would be a way to kind of connect as well. All right, somebody's into reading and more. Irene, okay, please add some more things to do. Reading has been written 3 times. You've eaten the space of 3 activities. Shopping online, who is that? All right, so maybe, all right, interesting. This is great. Cooking, oh, storying, photography. Oh, photography, there's a fan of photography here. Try Wattpad. Okay, I'm lost. Let me not get there. Top 10 list of places you like to go. So are they near or far? Do you like to go there alone or with other people? So let's hear from your responses when about the places we want to go. I think it would be nice to learn as well. Diana, you like art. Okay, I would like to know what art. Painting or, I don't know. What art? I'm sorry, I might not read out everyone's, but Commander would be surprised if football was not here. Okay. Commander, you do photography as well? Interesting. All right. So my internet might be a bit unstable, but I think you're able to hear me. If you're not able to, or if I break, just let me know. Oh, okay. Okay, so with the new places, oh, Diana, you do draw and design. Wow, okay. So, okay, the list of places, would be nice to hear from you guys. What places? You can just list even a few just to exchange ideas. Some people might, might be interested to learn from you. Okay. All right. Oh, malls, restaurants, friends, place, parks. Okay, nice. Interesting. All right. Okay. You see now with these responses, we're getting different views of different places. Some people look at it as countries. Some people look at it as, you know, the actual places could be within a country, but, you know, different hanging out places or ideas. So interesting, interesting. Okay. All right, all right. So are they all real, or are some imaginary? I hope they're all real, right? Okay. Grace, imaginary. Seriously? Oh no. Okay. Okay. I think you might not have been there yet, but I think they're all pretty real to me. So maybe someday you will get there. All right. So let's move on to the list of things you would like to own. How do this, so can you, what did you write, and how do these things reflect your values? Okay, this might not be a very good question that comes after, so just list what you had, because now saying how does this reflect your values, you're like, maybe it's not really reflective. Just list what you had, the things you would like to own someday, or, you know. All right, I see. They're all real places. Oh, okay, okay. So what are the things you'd like to own? Oh, a villa. Okay, okay. This is great. Please just list what you had, even if it's, you know, to you it's something, so don't mind. Oh, a forest. Okay, a big fancy house, a spa, a car, an apartment, an iPhone X, a mansion, a company. Oh, my own business, a house, a car, an iPhone, a house with a lot of trees. Okay, so I think, who wanted a forest and then you want a house with a lot of trees on top of the forest? Is that Valentina or? Okay, you with trees and forests. Should send you to Amazon, right? Should send you to Amazon. I'm just kidding. Well-paying job, Land Cruiser, permanent house, all all electronics. You must be so done with the, you know, you just want all devices that you didn't want to get specific. What a waste of time. That will just reduce your list of things. Lots of shoes and clothes. This should be okay. This should, you have taken all the space for the 10 things. Visas to various. I'm having fun. Oh, you'll fit in Amazon. All right. So is there anyone who has not shared responses? Please do. Oh, it's kitchen electronics. Okay, okay, interesting. Are you the one who said you love to cook? Okay. Is Ruth in? I don't know if I've read from Ruth so far. I think Ruth, are you there? Okay, I'm trying to. Oh, I think Ruth was, since in the places question. I haven't. Okay, I haven't read from you. Maybe I jumped some of your responses, but please don't stay behind. Commander house car. Okay. So 10, okay, 10 list of rules to live by. So let's keep them coming. A very big wardrobe. All right. Polaroid. Vivian, what is Polaroid? I need to check my Google, right? Dictionary or something. You guys with your responses. All right. I think I can't catch up here. Okay, so 10 list of rules to live by. Positive vibes only. I like that one. Okay, so let's God first, others follow. Wow, interesting. I think today I'm just gonna go slowly, find this chart and just, you know, absorb slowly, and maybe I might have to ask to steal some of your lines and live by. It doesn't hurt to try. You guys, you're not of this world. No sex before marriage, no drugs. Peace, honesty, love, openness, faith, healthy living, commitment, dedication. Never compare yourself to others. Hard work pays. Okay, I think my session is just done today. Putting first things first. Live with gratitude, do good, having the end in mind, live. Wow. All right, you guys are so inspiring. Independence. Okay, I'm not sure I can catch up anymore now. Prayer matters. Okay. Okay, now I'm lost. All right. So interesting. So I hope, you know, I don't know, you guys, where do you get these lines? But they're really inspiring, and I hope, you know, they keep away from pity parties. Okay, I hope these are not just, you know, those quotes you use to, you know, I hope these, you really live by them. I mean, they're inspiring. So yeah. All right. So I think they kind of, you know, reflect some of very strong characters. All right. So let's I think it's interesting sharing and hearing from each other and learning from one another. So let's now, we had another part where, you know, we had a task to share what's most important to you personally. Again, refer to the pre-session. You had a number of statements, and then you're supposed to filter them, kind of rank them from the, you know, the least important to the most important. So I want to just you to share your top 5 most important things of those statements, please. You can just quickly post them on the chat. So you had a number of statements. So we had the top 10, and then we had the most important. What is most important to you? So just want the top 5, and then we had your 5 core words. So let's just, you know, refer to your work, and we want to see the top 5, what's most important to you. And we'll see, I think we're going to learn from each other again. So try to just have them, yeah, the 5. So you can have the 5 most important. Let's start with the most important, and then we can go to 5 core words, or if you can, yeah, or if you can differentiate them also, so we don't mix them up. Let's keep them coming. Let's keep them coming. Okay, so Grace, being happy with who I am, believing in myself, being in good physical condition. I can tell this, all right. Having freedom to do what I want, going to college. Okay. Marion, being happy with who I am, being able to reach my goals I have set, to reach goals I have set, having lots of money, choosing a career that interests me, getting an education. Great. Ruth, being in good physical condition, living according to my religious beliefs, getting good grades, being good at my job, being a role model for others. Great. Okay, Diana, keep them coming. Okay. So I hope some of you are not now scrolling through the Google Classroom and try to search for the work. I believe you have them already. So maybe as we are waiting for others, we should start. All right. Valentina is supposed to have 5. What happened? Being free, being healthy, consistency in what I do, acceptance for who I am. Where it is from, Valentina?
Can I say them instead of typing? like for me, I don't know what's wrong with my laptop. Can't.
Okay.
The 5 ones I had was basically being in good physical condition, believing in myself, getting an education, going to college, and choosing a career that interests me.
Okay, slowly so that I can
Okay. So my first out of the 5 was being in good physical condition, believing in myself, getting an education, going to college, and choosing a career that interests me.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, where are these things coming from? Because they're not in the option. Okay, good. So while we were away here with Valentina, I think somebody popped up. Yeah, Valentina, you're almost getting us. Being able to reach goals I have set, being able to continue despite difficulties, living according to my religious beliefs. Okay, Diana, I think you're done with yours. I just posted for Valentina. And then Karen, living according to my religious beliefs, being something that makes a difference in my community, being able to reach the goals I have set, having others look up to me, being a role model for others. Okay, I don't know if, I think, did Vivian post? Not yet. All right, so, okay, for those who are still, Commander, I have not read your responses. Okay, so let's, so these are very important because I think it wasn't easy to come up with them, but also, you know, you perhaps is from your personal observations of things that, you know, you maybe do daily or stand with or stand against or with. So I think that's, you know, that should be easy to come by. Not an easy exercise, but it should be very meaningful to you. So now let's combine with our 5 core words. So just quickly, I gave you the task where you had a lot of words, and then you're supposed to only come up with 5 core words. So can you please just quickly, what are they? And you tell us why those words relate strongly with you or how much they mean to you. Okay. So let me quickly, I'm going to mention out maybe names, and as others are also listing. Who would like to go first? Maybe quickly. We have like 4 minutes. Can you imagine? Time is
Uh,
yes. Vivian, you want to?
yeah, the 5 cores. I think, according to me, the one which am I supposed to give 5 of them or?
Yes. Only 5.
I think mostly the ones out of the 5 cores, the ones that resonate more with me are ambition. I'm being ambitious. I usually have that desire and determination to succeed no matter what.
Okay.
And again, another aspect of me, the caring nature of me, I'm very concerned about others. I don't like seeing people down or like a situation that they're facing so much problems. So it really affects me. So I care about them.
Okay.
Being the best is always what I've always wanted. I've always wanted to be the best in what I do, like 100%.
Okay.
I'm always, it's nothing deters me even when I make mistakes.
Okay.
Again, achievement is a very major thing. I always want to finish my degree, be successful, do my master's. It has always been the driving force. Again, fairness has also been another core in me, treating people equally.
Okay.
And self-control, I control my emotions.
Yeah. Only 5, only 5.
Yeah, 5. I think 5.
Okay, thank you, Vivian. Those were for Vivian. Thank you so much for that. And while we're listening to Vivian somewhere, now Karen, you really, really, so you just, you had to show us how much of an enthusiast you are by posting that one and running away. Okay, so Ruth says independence, professionalism, family. Ruth, I haven't heard of you today. Would you just quickly maybe say why you picked these 3? I mean, there's 5, sorry. Ruth, are you able to speak? It's okay if you're not able to, but if you are, please just like 30 seconds.
Actually, I spoke earlier. I chose independence because I love being an independent person. I don't like relying sana on other people.
Okay.
Then professionalism, I'd like to be competent and have the skills expected in my profession. Then family is everything. Reliability, I'd like to be someone who other people can depend on. Then accountability, I'd like to be someone who can account for everything I do, irrespective of how much small or big.
Okay.
Those are the top 5.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ruth. All right. So Karen, enthusiasm, and then making a difference, growth, family, love. Okay. Then Marion. Okay, I'm not sure I'm catching up here. Family, happiness, achievement, intelligence, open-mindedness. Great. Did I read from, okay, grace, good health, independence. Okay, great. Good relations with others, self-control, thankfulness. Diana, authentic. That is, okay, I'm original, I love who I am. This is decisive. Okay, honesty, thoughtful, loyal. Interesting. Okay, I'm yet to read from others. Valentina, you with typing. I'm not gonna type for you now, but I hope you'll come along. Valentina, you wanna mention them quickly? And is there someone who, Commander, you have not shared? All right. And we are actually past 1 minute. All right, so maybe they'll, your responses will keep coming. So was it easier to choose the things you value? I'm actually at the end, so maybe I can kindly ask for your, I don't know, 3-5 minutes. Just we wind up, and maybe maybe less sharing, just a little bit sharing maybe, but just quickly. Okay, abundance, patience, calmness. And would you guys want to know my 5 words, my 5 core words? Okay, if you want to, you let me know. So was it easier to choose the things you value the most or the least? Why? So maybe you share your experience as well. How was it? You know, maybe it was an easy exercise, maybe it was hard. Were there items on the list that you never really thought about before? Maybe which ones? Were you surprised by your completed list of values? And how would the way you arranged the values compare to the way maybe your parents would rank them for you? And why? Because sometimes what your parents value for you, if they were to rank them, they would be completely different from yours, or maybe they would be the same, you know. What would you be willing to do to stand up for your top 3 values? So maybe we can have this conversation maybe later for reflection as part of your assignment, I think, because time is, okay, this yes was for, it was easier to choose the things that I value least. Oh, okay, so it was hard the other way around, if I get it right, yeah? Of course, it's easy to get rid of the things you don't want. Okay, so mine were wisdom, love, authenticity, creativity, and one more. Okay, it'll come by. Inner peace. Yeah, wisdom, love, inner peace, creativity, and authenticity. So it was easier since they're part of what I love and things I don't like, such as serving in military. All right. So let's share as we are getting to the end. So what is important is, first, before I move on, the 5 core values, your 5 core values, and your you know, the what is most important to you. I would say, I think we're gonna have that on assignment as well, but just find a place where, I don't know if you're used to write notes, to journal, or to stick things on the wall. We usually have this with our face-to-face sessions. We tell the participants to put some of the things, you know, some affirmations or something, you know, if it's in your bedroom or your, I don't know, your bathroom mirror or your bedroom mirror, but just have these values where you can see them every day. And you start, you know, it's different when you know it and when you see it. So they will kind of help you even as you go on, and because you know why you chose them, and they will sort of, you know, help you or influence your decisions, especially when you're having, you know, dilemmas, which is something that I'm going to conclude with. So people tell others about the values that are important to them, but also people do what their values tell them to do and don't do what their values tell them not to do. So that's, you know, that's very important. But also people make decisions based on their values. So it's one thing to say, but you know, it's another thing to do. So we just know what your values are when you are really faced with points where you have to make a decision, where you have to prioritize. So where you have, let's say you have work to do, maybe you have to go to the office, you have to go to the school, and then you have a family crisis, you have a family problem. Which one would you respond? Have you ever seen maybe people, or let's say sometimes it's your parents or your guardians, maybe you have had plans for family and maybe they are work plans, and sometimes they have to, you know, go with a different decision based on, you know, whatever that guides them. So things like that. So always when it comes to values, one does not just say I value family or I value this. It's based on the decisions, you know. Okay, so people stand up for their values. So there are people who are very strict. If they say by 5 I have to leave work, I have to go pick my child from school and take her home, no matter what may come, whether there's a general meeting or there is, I don't know what meeting at the office. If they say at 5 they have to be out of the office to pick their child, they will do that. So that means family is of value to them. They value work, yes, but it's up to 5. If it's already agreed that by 5 after work they have to pick their children, that is it. They will not compromise on that. If they say maybe every Christmas they have to spend it with family, or maybe they have to have dinner with family, no matter what may come, they will not give an excuse. So their decisions will always tell. Okay, so people feel guilty if they do not behave according to their values, right? Now, values and decisions, just quickly, you know, this is where now you have a point where you have a dilemma. All right, a dilemma is a situation in which a person has a hard decision to make. So when you don't have such hard decisions, sometimes it's not even easy for you to really go about in identifying your values, because it's easy. But when you have to choose, that's when you really know what my values are, or what you have to stand up for. So we all face dilemmas in life, and we have to make tough decisions every day, or maybe at some point in your life, right? So paying attention to values can really help you to make the decisions that are best for you. Okay? Once you know what's important to you, you must live by those values, even in the face of pressure, especially in the current days where there's so much, peer pressure, maybe so much other pressure. So you really don't know, maybe sometimes, what kind of decision should I make that I'll feel peace about it. Okay, so is it about the desire to belong in a certain group or in a certain community, or it's about the desire to to stand by my values and feel peaceful about it, even if everyone is not okay with me. Right? So I hope always, whenever you have such a situation, such such a place, you can always come back to your values. That's why I said, have them on your wall, have them somewhere, and even what they mean to you. If you say that honesty is my value, then there's no way that you can compromise. Even if you're put in a situation where you have to lie, you have to cover for someone, you should know that this is not me. This is I cannot do this. Okay, so I had put this team task if we would have the time, so don't worry about it. It's something that we can do as assignment, so don't worry about it at all. I just put it just in case we were going to have time, and if not, the intention was this was going to go to your assignments. So having said that, and an apology for having taken so much of the time, let me end there, and this will be shared with you on your assignments. And don't mind, it's just a story scenario just to help you whenever you are in a dilemma. How would you do that? Okay. And most important is, there are two things. There is self-respect and respect for others whenever you're faced with these dilemmas. Okay, so these are the things that you always have to put in mind. All right. So is self-respect more important than having the respect of others? That could be a question that sometimes you can ask yourself, because when you compromise on your values, it's like you have left yourself behind. You failed to self-respect and maybe place the value of others. So self-respect is defined by a person's own value system. Okay, while the respect of others is defined by their value systems. So just always remember that whenever you violate your own value, it's like you have failed yourself, or you have failed to self-respect. Okay, you've how do I say, you've broken your own value system, way of going. So whenever you're in such a dilemma, I hope you can think about, is it about self-respect and all other people's respect? All right. So since another person's value system may be different from your own, then whenever you're having such situation, I would suggest that you be true to yourself, and you put your self-respect first. Okay, as how William Shakespeare says in his in this Hamlet, to thine own self be true. So I hope this will be, I don't know, your guiding light or your guiding pointer whenever you are in a position where you're having a dilemma and you don't really know what to do. Is it about pleasing others? Is it about fitting in? Is it about my job or my career, or I don't know, whatever it is in front of you? I hope you can be able to judge very well and end up making a better decision. So I hope the session was useful, and yeah, we'll get to do the rest of the work over the in the Google Classroom, but I hope this was useful. Okay, so let's have a great evening, and apologies for the extension of time. But I had fun today. I think I just got, I just let loose a bit just to enjoy the conversations as they kept coming. So my apology on that. Tomorrow we'll be meeting same time to look at the personal branding. So please, let's just meet again, and that will be the last part of it. We'll share the pre-session materials. Please find time to do it. I urge you. I know there might not be time, but just try your best. Find some few minutes to look at it, or whatever materials that we'll send to you. Just try to do, so that when we come for the session, we have something engaging as well, like today's. Otherwise, I wish you the best, all the best tomorrow, and let's meet the same time. I hope there are no questions, but if there are, let's also use the group on WhatsApp and Google Classroom, and we can keep this going if you have any question. Baraka, do you have an announcement?
Yeah, maybe just a reminder.
Yes.
That immediately after this session, may the participants please visit the Google Classroom and evaluate the session. I've already posted the evaluation form.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, is that all?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Baraka. So please let's keep let's follow up on all the announcements. I don't know, Baraka is doing a lot of following up, I'm sure. So let's try to do the needful. And yeah, I wish you all the best. You enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you, and bye-bye.